A dream of beauty, a promise of perfection, a decision that should have been routine turned fatal in hotel rooms, in foreign clinics, even in trusted hospitals.
Fire department paramedics, what's the address emergency, please?
She just had surgery. She just had breast.
Give me the address first, ma'am. What happened? Why are you calling?
Because she's having a heart attack. She's dying. She's not breathing. And she's not moving. I'm trying to do CPR.
Ma'am, how old is this person?
She's 58 years old.
58?
Just had surgery.
Okay, 58.
They didn't die chasing fame. They died chasing confidence, acceptance, sometimes just a better nose.
I am not willing to operate without exception on any patient if my preoperative protocols for medical clearance are not wholly met.
The truth behind these tragedies is more than skin deep.
I see myself as my own clay, and I was remodeling it.
This is people who lost their lives to plastic surgery complications. Beauty, fame, and trust. Three powerful forces that should have launched the next chapter of her life. Instead, they collided in an Istanbul operating room. Anna Barbara Buldrini wasn't just another influencer. The Brazilian-born model, singer, and online personality, known to nearly 800,000 fans as Anna B, built her glamorous brand between Brazil and Mozambique. By June 2025, newly married to artist Elgar Sueya, Anna was on a high, arriving in Istanbul to promote a luxury cosmetic clinic. But behind the shine, there were red flags. Her triple procedure, breast augmentation, liposuction, rhinoplasty, was scheduled just 2 days after her first consultation at Tusa Hospital, a clinic rumored to have a checkered past. The deal, free surgery in exchange for social media promotion. It was a rushed arrangement, and according to her husband, Anna reportedly ate before surgery, against medical orders. Even more disturbing, the night before, she and her surgeon were out socializing.
There are always risks associated potentially with surgery, and choosing the right people that you feel comfortable with to perform your anesthesia, to perform your surgery.
Hours after surgery, Anna went into cardiac arrest. Doctors fought for 90 minutes to revive her. She was just 31. Her husband received a photo of Anna recovering right before the hospital broke the news. Official cause: cardiac arrest from surgical complications. The clinic denied wrongdoing. According to Anna's family, some forms listed her as a dental patient after her death, a life built on beauty, gone in hours. Chasing perfection brought her fame, but it also brought her to a stranger's hotel room, with a syringe and no medical license. Christina Ashton Gourkani, known as Ashton G, built a worldwide following for her uncanny resemblance to Kim Kardashian. With magazine features, fashion shoots, and her own digital channels, she was more than a lookalike. She was a brand built on confidence and an iconic face.
A lot of people really think I'm Kim K.
I noticed at a young age we have very similar features, so I knew that it was easy for me to be her lookalike.
On April 19, 2023, Ashton met Vivian Gomez, a woman with no medical license, at a California hotel room. The plan: silicone buttock injections. The substance used: industrial-grade silicone, illegal for cosmetic use in the U.S., notorious for deadly complications. No clinic, no safeguards, no medical emergency plan, just a hotel room and risky promises. By the next morning, she was in cardiac arrest. At 4:30 a.m., her family got the call. Ashton is dying. She died in the hospital later that day. The autopsy confirmed it: silicone embolism poisoning. She was 34.
There are very specific boards. So a lot of times people will say board certified, but it's really important to actually look into which board. Being able to publicize accurate information about plastic surgery is really important, just in educating the public and making sure that everyone approaches it with a safe mentality.
Her death was ruled a homicide. Gomez was arrested and charged. Her trial is underway in San Mateo County. A woman who built a life mimicking a star became a cautionary tale, gone for all the wrong reasons. What happens when even the most accomplished lives end under the knife, and the aftermath echoes far beyond the operating table? Dr. Donda West was more than Kanye's mom. She was an academic powerhouse, English professor, department chair, activist, who shaped minds for decades at Chicago State University and co-founded the Gwendolyn Brooks Center. In retirement, she became Kanye's manager and guiding force. On November 9, 2007, Donda underwent multiple elective surgeries, liposuction, tummy tuck, breast reduction, at a Beverly Hills clinic run by Dr. Jan Adams, a surgeon shadowed by malpractice suits and DUIs. Another doctor had warned her not to proceed without cardiac clearance. That clearance never came. She went home the same day. By night, she was recovering with a nurse. Soon came chest pain, trouble breathing, then collapse.
Fire department paramedics, what's the address emergency, please?
She just had surgery. She just had breast.
Give me the address first, ma'am.
I can hear you.
And what happened? Why are you calling?
Because she's having a heart attack, and she's dying, she's not breathing, and she's not moving. I'm trying to do
Ma'am,
CPR.
how old is this person?
She's 58 years old.
58?
She just had surgery.
Okay, 58.
Donda West died the next evening, aged 58. The autopsy cited heart disease and multiple post-op factors, no single surgical error. But outrage followed. In 2009, California passed the Donda West law, requiring medical clearance before cosmetic surgery. Kanye mourned through music, naming an album after her. Her loss rippled through education, activism, and every life she touched. She became a symbol, how even the strongest hearts can break after a change that should have been safe. A mother of three, a rising star, a beauty entrepreneur chasing a little extra confidence, and she never makes it home. Jacky Oh, born Jacqueline Smith, was more than a familiar face from MTV's Wild 'N Out. A UC Berkeley grad, actress, entrepreneur, and devoted partner to DC Young Fly, her socials shone with family moments and business success. She launched the J Nova collection, raised her 3 kids, Nova, Nala, and baby Prince, and inspired over 1 million followers.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel.
In late May 2023, Jacky traveled from Georgia to Miami for cosmetic surgery, a gluteal augmentation with liposuction and fat transfer. The procedure appeared routine. She was discharged with meds to recover at her hotel, her aunt watching over her. Hours later, she complained of a headache and burning sensation. Her speech slurred. By the time help arrived, it was too late. Jacky was pronounced dead before midnight, May 31st, 2023. She was just 32.
I am not willing to operate without exception on any patient if my preoperative protocols for medical clearance are not wholly met. That means another physician of the patient's choosing examines the patient and verifies that patient's fitness for surgery in conjunction with other tests and labs that I request.
The autopsy cited complications from the surgery, swelling in the brain, bleeding beneath the skin. Her death was ruled accidental, but it sent shockwaves through social media, raising tough questions about elective surgery and its risks. Her fans, friends, and Wild 'N Out family mourned. DC Young Fly and her children carry on her memory. She was young, brilliant, loved. And now, a reminder. Behind the filters, even success can't protect against tragedy under the knife. Luana Andrade was a reality TV favorite, fashion entrepreneur, and vibrant voice in Brazil's influencer scene. With nearly 500,000 followers and her own clothing line, she built an empire around beauty, fitness, and ambition. She won hearts on Power Couple Brazil alongside João Haddad and lit up screens as a presenter on Domingo Legal. But beyond the spotlight, Luana lived with lipedema, a chronic disorder causing painful fat buildup, especially in her legs. On November 6, 2023, she entered Hospital São Luís in São Paulo for knee liposuction, hoping for relief, not vanity. 2.5 hours into surgery, disaster struck. Luana went into cardiac arrest. She was rushed to the ICU. Doctors discovered severe thrombosis and a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in her lungs, triggered repeated heart failures. Despite resuscitation and intensive care, she died at 5:27 a.m. on November 7th, aged just 29. The hospital stated there were no technical errors and all preoperative tests had been performed. But Luana's story is a harsh reminder. Even surgery meant to heal can turn fatal in moments. Her death stunned Brazil. Tributes poured in from fans, celebrities, even Neymar. Her funeral was held quietly, with cremation as she wished. Healthy, loved, and full of promise, Luana's loss is a sobering warning. No procedure is ever truly routine, not when a life like hers is the price. She built an empire from connection, empowered hundreds, inspired thousands. Natalyia Cavanellis wasn't just a social media figure. She was a force, mentor, motivator, the heart behind a network of more than 800 women entrepreneurs across Brazil. Her Instagram wasn't about vanity, but vision. Over 100,000 followers inspired by her leadership, networking, and empowerment, all while she balanced being a wife and mother. On July 7th, 2025, Natalyia entered a São Paulo hospital for what was meant to be a routine cosmetic surgery. Most outlets report liposuction. The surgeon, highly experienced, said all protocols were followed. Then, mid-procedure, everything stopped. Natalyia suffered a sudden cardiorespiratory arrest. Doctors intervened immediately, but it wasn't enough. She never left the operating room. She was just 40. Preliminary reports point to a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in the lungs, a rare but known risk. The investigation is ongoing. The hospital maintains there was no malpractice, but her family, friends, and the thousands who admired her are left heartbroken and searching for answers. Her husband, Rafael Tomazella, has promised their daughter, Manuela, will grow up knowing who her mother was. A builder of dreams, a driving force for women in business, a light gone too soon. Pete Burns was never just a pop star. As the androgynous frontman of Dead or Alive, he didn't just sing the 1985 classic, You Spin Me Round Like a Record. He embodied the chaos of fame, reinvention, and radical self-expression. With sculpted cheekbones, plumped lips, and unapologetic flamboyance, Pete wasn't blending in. He was turning himself into living art. But the transformation came at a cost. It started with a failed nose job in the 1980s. What followed? Decades of procedures, lip fillers that leaked and disfigured him, cheek implants, constant reconstructive and corrective surgeries. At one point, Pete was reportedly undergoing major operations nearly every week, trying to repair what had already gone wrong. He called his face my clay. But behind the bravado, pain, emotional, physical, and irreversible.
If you can fix it, if it goes wrong, if you can fix it, I don't see it as any big drama. I see myself as my own clay, and I was remodeling it.
And so where do you think this desire, where do you think this sort of drive came to?
It's been in me since early childhood. when I was getting bottles of Dylon shoe dye and pouring them over my head to make my hair green.
By the 2000s, Pete battled infections, blood clots, and pulmonary embolisms. Blood thinners ruined his teeth. He appeared on botched-up bodies to show the toll. He won £450,000 in a lawsuit against one surgeon, but by then, the damage was done. On October 23, 2016, Pete Burns died suddenly of cardiac arrest. He was 57. Doctors, and Pete himself, believed his body had endured too much. Too many surgeries, too many complications, too much trauma. His death wasn't an accident. It was the final consequence of a quest to reshape identity at any cost. A dream body, a quick procedure, and a silent, irreversible cost. Sylvina Luna was Argentina's sweetheart, a model, actress, and reality star since Big Brother Argentina in 2001. Magazine covers, TV hits, and her charisma made her a household name. But for over a decade, Sylvina fought to survive. In 2011, she chose a buttock augmentation with Dr. Anibal Lotaki in Buenos Aires. She asked for a fat transfer. He injected PMMA, an industrial plastic banned for this use. That moment changed everything. Her health spiraled. Inflammation, high calcium, kidney stones. By 2015, her kidneys shut down. Dialysis 3 times a week, 4 hours each session, became her new normal. A transplant was her only hope, but infection after infection kept it out of reach. She traveled to Miami in 2016 to remove the toxic filler. It was too late. In 2023, Sylvina was hospitalized again. 79 days in ICU, COVID, relentless infections, weakening by the day. On August 31st, at just 43, Sylvina's family made the heartbreaking decision to end life support. The doctor, convicted of malpractice in 2022, remains free as of 2025, his sentence under appeal. Sylvina's death shook Argentina. Her story is more than a tragedy. It's a warning about unsafe procedures, medical betrayal, and the true cost when beauty becomes a battlefield. She died too young, but not in silence. In her final years, Sylvina became a voice for women pressured to risk everything for perfection. They chase perfection in a world that demands it, and paid the ultimate price. We admire the polished images on our screens, but how many stop to ask, what was sacrificed to achieve them? Which of these stories affected you the most? Or do you believe the pressures of fame are pushing cosmetic procedures to riskier extremes? May their stories serve as a reminder. Rest in peace to those lost too soon. If you want more insights into the hidden costs of fame, like this video. Share your thoughts below and subscribe for deeper discussions. Thank you for watching.